Hey everyone, my name is Josh. Welcome to Glamping for the Weekend. Me and my family, we're what you would call a weekend warrior. We have a Class A RV and we travel about once or twice a month. We do long weekends, we take our vacations in the RV. We wish we could be full-time, but it's just not in the cards for our family at this time. But you know that with any style of camping, there is always work to be done, both during and in the off season. Recently, our family bought a brand new golf cart to use while we camp and use on the golf course that we live on. And so we are super excited to get out and use it. But in order to do so, we had to buy a utility trailer in order to transport it to and from the campground. And so with that utility trailer came a basic tongue jack that you just crank up and down. So when I saw the opportunity through Lippert Components to review this product free of charge in exchange for my honest feedback, I did so. And so today we're going to share with you the Power Stance tongue jack made by Lippert Components, and we're going to install it on a utility trailer, and then I will give you my honest feedback and opinions, and then actually hopefully do some real world testing and be able to come back and share with you how we've used it, how it's worked, and what we think of the product. And so super excited. If you are new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that bell to get notified. New content is going to be coming your way throughout the camping season, and as we continue to test the product, we'll do more reviews of other products hopefully, and just really cool fun content that hopefully helps you in your camping journey. So sit back, relax, and stay tuned as we get into the install, the unboxing, and all kinds of cool fun stuff. Thanks for watching, everyone. All right, so welcome back. Here we are. I have the package that came yesterday. This is the, again, Lippert Power Stance tongue jack with the auxiliary power cord. I like to be as honest and open in these reviews, and so as you can see, this is how the package came. I'm surprised it got here. The box looked like it may have been mauled by wolves on the way here. Whoever at the factory decided to tape this up may have missed the training on the day of how to tape boxes. So I hope everything's okay inside. We're going to find out together. I have not opened this yet. I left it on here because I wanted to show how it came. We have ordered other things from Lippert before, and we've been honestly hit or miss in terms of package quality. So we did get the chance to review the premium memory foam mattress from Thomas Paine. The mattress itself was fine, but the box came in shreds. We've ordered the tire link, we've ordered a few other things, and the boxes have come very well packaged, very neat and tidy. And so definitely an opportunity, I think, for Lippert to clean up. But overall, as long as the stuff inside is okay, I'm not overly concerned with, you know, the packaging. Now I'm going to go ahead and open this up while we're here on camera so we can see what's included. Like I said, this should be the Power Stance tongue jack and the auxiliary power cord. Okay, so here's the box. You got the Power Stance tongue jack. You got some bubble wrap here to keep it from, you know, I guess bouncing around in here. So let's pull it out and see what we got inside. Here is the tongue jack and the box for it. So here goes, there's the auxiliary power cord. So yeah, let's get into it and check it out. So as I mentioned, this is the Power Stance tongue jack made by Lippert Components. Some of the really cool features that I want to point out on this is that one, you can actually swap how you source power. So if you're putting this on a travel trailer, you can wire it into your house batteries and you can run it off the house connection. If those connections are dead, you can actually use the auxiliary power cord and you can plug directly into your truck. It has the nice chain hook on there. I always, you know, have a time figuring out where to hang my chains so they're not on the ground. And then there's also the place to actually store your cable if it's something that you're going to use with your truck. Now, since I'm putting this on a utility trailer, I will utilize the auxiliary power cord and the storage for that. And so, I mean, it should be pretty easy to install. Let's go ahead and get into it and figure it out. All right, everyone. All right. So here's the tongue jack that came with my trailer. It's just the basic, you know, spin and crank. It's held on via these 3 bolts. Now, I would not consider myself a super handy person. I know what I'm doing at different times based on different projects, but this is something that I'm going to attempt to do myself. I think that anybody that has a socket set can do and should be fairly straightforward. So I'm going to leave this connected to my truck, so this way I have the stability. I know the trailer's not going to go anywhere, and then I'm going to go ahead and take this off, and then we'll go ahead and put the new jack on. Before we do that, we'll go over all the components and things that were included. We'll save the bolts just in case we need to reutilize them. Two bolts down, one to go. I could have cheated and used a power drill, but I didn't think that would be wise. Just a quick little tug, and there you go. The factory tongue jack is off. All right, let's get to opening the box up and see what's in there and see about getting that installed. There's the power swap auxiliary cord. Now this is an extra option, so when you buy the jack, if you don't need this, you don't have to buy it, but it does cost an extra $30. The base price of the power jack is $199.95, I believe, or just around $200, and it is an extra $30 for the cord. So just keep that in mind based on your needs. So let's see, we got, off the bat, we have our 3 screws. We have our pin for our foot, I'm assuming. We have our power stance, 3500 tongue jack installation and owner's manual. And we have our manual crank, so in case something happens power-wise, we can still manually crank the jack. And here it is. Here's the tongue jack. We've got the main body, your 2 to 7-way power option, 7-way plug inlet, your place to hold your chains, and then the cord on the back. So let's, yeah, it should be pretty straightforward, just setting this on there and bolting it in. Let's give it a shot. Depending upon what kind of jack you're removing, this one may or may not be a little bit heavier than what was there previously. I will say for me, in my experience, this was definitely a lot heavier than what was there because I just had the basic factory tongue jack. So I'm going to quickly consult with the instructions. We'll see what it also, in case I have to do anything extra. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and refasten the bolts down, and then we'll get to figuring out the wiring. All right, so yeah, it's pretty easy. I looked it up in the instructions, so I just have to attach these 3 bolts. I can put the foot plate on. One of the things that I'm happy about, when I bought the trailer, obviously it's a utility trailer, so there's not a whole lot of, you know, glitz and glamour with it, but the one thing I wished is that it came with a foot for the tongue jack, because setting it in my yard and in storage, all kinds of crap and gunk gets under there, and I always have to clean it out. And I think that if anything gets in there, that could, you know, contribute to rust or to corrosion and things. So I believe having the either the wheel or, you know, having like the foot here, I really think goes a long way in protecting your equipment for the long term. So we're going to leave this off for now. I'd like to go ahead and get the bolts started and threaded, and then you know, we'll go from there. So I always like to make sure that things are kind of started first by hand to make sure that they're in properly, and then I can also make any kind of adjustments to how the screws are seated, because I mean, you know, the as they say, the best laid plans. Like this front one might not be perfectly aligned. Okay. So I think we got them back aligned. So now we're going to refasten them down. Always make sure you have the right size socket so you're not stripping your bolts. Okay, got one more to go over here. All right, make sure that the bolts are good and tight. Don't want them coming loose when you're out on the road. I'm gonna go ahead, we're gonna put our foot plate on here. Where's my hose? Yeah, just like that, she's installed. Now, I do want to double check. The instructions talked about running the red wire to the ground on the trailer, but since I'm not wiring this directly into the trailer, I'm using the truck's battery for it. I want to double check to make sure that I'm not missing any part of the instructions. So stay tuned, I'll be right back. All right, so I still haven't figured out exactly what to do with the red cable in the back yet, because this is not a travel trailer with a battery per se. I'm going to use the auxiliary power cable anyway to operate the jack. So the way that, you know, it's got plenty of cable length here. So I run this in the front here, and then I run this to my 7-way on the back of my truck, and I should have power to operate the tongue jack, you know, up or down. So let's try it on there. Gonna unhook my trailer from my truck. We're gonna put this guy in. Let's see. I'm gonna remote start my truck. Ooh, there we go. We got power and it's working. There we go. Now we're cooking. Lifting up the truck and the trailer. Perfect. That is sweet. Definitely seems like it moves faster in the retract than it does in the extend. But as you've probably seen, I don't have the red main power cable attached, because again, I don't have a battery in this trailer to operate it. It's just operating directly off my truck. Now I have a 2020 Chevy Silverado, so mine is auto started right now, and it does supply power to the 7-pin, which is supplying power to the jack. So that's pretty cool. You know, some things that I'm already thinking about as I'm operating this is, you know, places to store this cable. You know, the switching when we're at our location, switching it from the 7-pin to the other places could be interesting. You know, something that I've also thought about is when I'm hooking it up to our RV directly. I think I've got a 7-pin on there. We'll have to test that to see if I have a 7-pin or if I need to buy an adapter so we can run it off the RV's power, because we'll be towing this both with my truck and with our RV. But I think for now what I'm going to do is get some zip ties and secure this. There we go, we're all the way up. I'm going to get some zip ties and secure the power cable since we're not going to use it. All right, so there it is, all installed, all tightened up. I've got the red cable that I'm not using for power tucked nicely back here via zip ties, and I have it wrapped around the post in the back with some more zip ties, so that is good, won't go anywhere. And this way, if I ever decide to repurpose this, I still have the option to use the cable on something else. And yeah, so this is it for the installation. We're going to use it a few times and I'll report back and let you guys know how it goes. All right, everyone, well, that does it for today's video. Got it installed, got everything cleaned up. I know it's working, confirmed and tested it, so far so good. Now I'm going to actually use it a few times over the next few weeks. I will take a bunch of notes, hopefully get some additional video of it in action, and then I'll be able to report back to all of you and let you know how it is so far. It really is constructed well, it was packaged well, the instructions were clear, it was really easy to install actually, there wasn't any issues. And one of the things that I want to make sure is before you guys go out and potentially buy this, there's some things that you should know to make sure that this is the right tongue jack for your trailer, whether that's a utility trailer, it's a travel trailer. There's obviously several different options and things, and so you want to make sure that you're picking the right thing for your unit. So anyway, let's get over and go through what it includes. All right, so as you can see, this is the features that are listed here on the box. So it has the power swap auxiliary cord, 2 to 7-way. Now that is sold separately. That's in the instance like me where I'm not going to be hooking it to a battery in the trailer. It's plugged into my truck and using the power of my truck. There is a storage spot underneath that you can stick the 7-way power storage. So far I've not been able to make it fit, so I don't know if it's just my my plug, or if it's just the size that's in there. It has an integrated safety chain storage ring, helicut gears, reduce noise and improve operating efficiencies. I think if you watched earlier, you saw it go up and down and you were able to hear how loud it is. It's got 3 LED lights that improve lighting and reduce power consumption. Textured casing provides against chips and cracks. It's got an enhanced rocker switch for improved durability. It is a 35-pound capacity, 18-inch stroke, and a 30-amp power source. It's got an emergency crank through socket, removable foot pad included, and it's got increased UV protection because obviously this will be sitting out in the sun day in and day out. So there you have it. All right, everyone, that's it. Install is done. Tested it, make sure it works. I'm going to go ahead and unload my golf cart, take my trailer back to storage. We've got a couple of camping trips coming up in the next few weeks. We'll be able to put this to the real world test. I'll report back with any feedback, updated reviews, and we'll just see how it goes. So we're really grateful to Lippert for this opportunity. Thank you for providing this free of charge for my honest feedback and reviews. I will do just that. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, it is Glamping for the Weekend. We're brand new. Give us a subscribe, give us a like. More content to come this year as we get out and we go about our trips throughout the country. A lot of cool content coming, hopefully more product testing and more insights, helpful videos and things that can help you on your journey as a glamper. All right, everyone, this is Josh signing off for Glamping for the Weekend. We hope to see you next weekend. Later, everybody.